Well, good morning, our beloveds. Our another is really inspired to share what she is learning, but the difficulty is what she is learning is not something that you can really share with others because it is much like an orgasm. It's something that can only be experienced. Any explanation or description falls short of the lived experience. When you begin to love someone from that soulless space, meaning that you just simply are, there is no soul, there is no existence, there is only presence, only the now. When you live experientially, meaning that whatever bubbles up that requires a witness, meaning that you share it, you tell someone what you are feeling, and you know in that moment that that is all that you need to say and be. And then you allow the universe to just take it where it's meant to go without an expectation of how it plays out. When you love someone in spite of their behavior, meaning that you say, I don't care for how you treated me. This does not feel like love. And in the same breath, you tell them, but remember, I love you, and we will get through this. That reminds the other person that there is no conflict outside of you, merely a presence, a moment where it didn't feel good. But there are no real consequences. There is no real shame. There is no retribution or judgment or cynicism or vindictiveness. It just is, hey, that didn't feel good. When a child offers you innocent feedback, when it vomits over you because the food did not sit well, when the baby cries because it doesn't feel happy, do you take it personally, or is it merely your child expressing in that moment what his, her, or their need is? There is no judgment. Why is it that you can't offer others that same latitude of grace? Because by the time you become grown-ups, you have expectations that others will treat you like grown-ups. But just what if they are frozen in that moment into a childhood response that is from an 18-month-old or a 3-year-old or a 5-year-old? What if you looked at the person across from you, or even at yourself, and say, at what age is this behavior appropriate and necessary to figure out who they are? And then you allow them to do that so that you can show them that the growth during that phase is appropriate. You give appropriate feedback, much like you would your child. But it wouldn't be the harsh rhetoric that many of you use for grown-ups, our another included. It is how you were groomed and trained to speak with grown-ups. But when you finally understand that somebody else's poor behavior, generally speaking, is dependent upon their pathologies, which we love to summarize as trauma, 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 then you understand that they got stuck in the developmental phase at that particular age. And you, yes, you, if you are so inclined, you can show up for somebody else as the safe grown-up. It doesn't mean that you enable them, but it also doesn't mean that you belittle them. How would a present and practical and structured and inhabited mother show up for a child who is struggling? You hold them. You remind them that they are safe. You show them behavior that is more ideal. You don't shame them. You don't groom them to repeat your unhealthy patterns. You love them. The more you love your child in a healthy way, the more they will grow up to be fully present with other people and love them as you love them. Being kind to others is not about getting your needs met. Being kind to others is about helping them to feel safe with you. So it's not about what you get, but how they feel. And the more they feel safe with you, the more present they will be with you, and the more they will expose themselves to you, their underbelly, their vulnerabilities. And that, our beloveds, is this next dance that we're going to take you on this next year in 2025, the year of 7. Just know, not the year of 9, 2025. We're going to cut off the 20. It's just the 25. It is the year of 7. We are going to bring you to divinity, where you all find grace for yourselves and for one another. And where those don't offer you that grace, and it doesn't feel safe and secure, we would simply encourage you just to walk away. Now, it is also 2025, which is the year of 9, which is the year of completion. Next year is where many of you will complete that cycle of love, and you will begin over in the year of 1, in the year 2028. 2028. Know that there will be a jump of sorts over a 3-year time frame. You will understand with time. There are so many time travelers who have come to this time to bring in the energetic imprint from the future in order to teach you all now what that feels like, what it looks like, what the experience is to be loved so fully so that you can inhabit it and spread the love to others. There will be a 3-year gap, if you will. You will understand for many of you when you get there, but when you hear of Christ, 3 days before he rose is the storyline. 3 is a magical number. It is the Trinity. It is also the tripod. It creates the first balance point where it is not just a 2-dimensional facade. It becomes 3-dimensional. Think a box versus a piece of paper. You will begin to flesh yourselves out much like that roadrunner did when he puffed up his feathers. You will become true 3-dimensional beings, which really means you will become multi-dimensional beings. Not just these shallow facades of people, but you will grow into your spirit, the Trinity, if you will. It is your time to explore what feels good, to walk away from what doesn't, and to sense your inner knowing as to whether somebody is aligned with you and not, and where the vibration feels off. We just encourage you to move on quickly rather than slowly so that you can continue to find and collect and curate your tribe. You are almost in the year 2025, and much will change. And we are giving you a sneak peek behind the veil of Oz to know what is coming so that you can prepare your hearts. Love is meant to feel good and safe, even when it is a little bit harsh. When your mama gives you negative feedback, but you are so well loved, you will know that it does not diminish the love. It will just sting a little bit. And then you will begin to move forward into expanding yourself because you know it is safe, really safe, to fully express yourself and all that needs to be said. And with time, you will refine it. You will do it better because your mama will teach you. This feels good. This doesn't. Be mindful of how your words impact others, but know at the end of the day, I will always love you. I will always protect you. You will always be able to come home, and just know that I, as your birthing coach, I am here to teach you what love looks like. Whether you birthed your child, inherited your child, or adopted your child, it matters not. It is what you instill within that child to be seen, formed, and expressed as love. That is where the collective finds itself now. So we ask you all to get in line, the conga line, and begin to move. It is time to dance, and so it is. Namaste.